Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the
Latin
Latin.
voices.
Okay, so today we have a special topic. Actually, it's a continuation of the previous Thursday topic because we didn't finish, so we are continuing this week. So the topics was yes, your comfort zone, the hidden trap blocking your potential. Okay, so that's what we're going to be talking today. But let's introduce ourselves first. So, hi everyone, my name is Sandy, and I'm the face of the Facebook business page, Sandy Caballero, Sandy to Empower Lives. I'm originally from Panama, but I currently reside in Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. I also work in the movie industry, and I'm also a proud digital business owner.
Hello, everyone. My name is Isabel. I'm originally from Mexico, but I live in North Carolina, USA. I'm a wife, a mom, a grandma. I work for the school system as an educational assistant, and I'm also a proud digital business owner.
Happy Thursday, everyone, to our viewers. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you, Isabel, for your special invite to Latin Voices. It's my first time to be here. I think for those who follow us, you've probably seen me on Sundays showing up on the Global Digital Success talk show that we have with these amazing ladies who we work together in the same community. So in case you're coming here for the first time, I'm Melissa Soni. I'm the face behind Melissa Soni. I'm originally from Kenya, Africa, in East Africa. I'm a proud digital business owner, and by profession, I'm a hotelier. And currently, I'm living in Mexico. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you, Isabel.
Yeah,
Thank you, Melissa, and welcome to Latin Voices.
Thank you. I appreciate.
Bienvenida.
Gracias. Muchas gracias.
So we also want to remind the viewers that every Tuesday and every Thursday we have our live webinars. So it's every Tuesday and Thursday, 5 p.m. PST, 6 p.m. MST for Melissa, and then 8 p.m. EST for Isabel on the other side. So if you want to know who our hosts and panelists are for tonight, here they are.
Okay, amazing. Today being on Thursday, so we have this amazing webinar, and today we have our host. She goes by the name Thoa, and by profession, she's a teacher. We have Emilia, who is a former business support administrator, and now, guys, she's a job quitter. We have Raman, she's a stay-at-home, so she does have a digital business at home, and that's amazing. We have Meriseini, she's a retired senior corporate executive.
Okay, we also have as panelist Deborah. She's an online business owner. Apple, she's a finance manager. Maximila, she's a social aid worker. And Jorge, she's a full-time housewife. So these are the host and panelists we will have today on our live webinar. As we said in the beginning, is 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And we have these live sessions every Tuesday and Thursday at the same time. So you can register on one of our websites to see the live webinar. And if you don't have time to see the live webinar, you can always register and we will send you the replay.
Yes. Thank you, Isabel. Thank you, Melissa. Also, our live webinar has subtitles now in 5 languages. So that's Spanish, French, Vietnamese, Tagalog, and Arabic. And if you cannot make it to the live webinar tonight, that's not a problem. You can catch the replay, and the replay has subtitles in any languages. Okay, so let's dive into our topic for today. So we say that our topic is your comfort zone, the hidden trap blocking your potential. So we all have been there, stuck in routines that feel safe and predictable. But what if the very thing that makes you feel comfortable is quietly holding you back? Or maybe it's staying in a job you don't love because it pays bills, or not pursuing a dream because it feels too risky. So today we're going to uncover why the comfort zone feels so appealing, but also why is the sneakiest trap to stopping you from reaching greatness. And last week, we we talk a little bit of different points. So just quick review. We talk about the illusion of safety, the growth zone where the magic happens, and we've ended up with why fear holds us back. So today we are going to talk about the pain of staying stuck. So picture your life 5 years from now. If you never take a chance, will you feel fulfilled or will you wonder, what if? So the pain of trying and failing is temporary, but the pain of staying stuck lasts forever. Which one would you rather face? What do you think, girls?
Hmm.
That's a good one, Sandy. Because I think as human beings, we're always questioning ourselves, and we're always, what if we always question ourselves on anything that we want to do. And more than likely we always decide to stay in the same place just because we're afraid to get out of our comfort zone and grow. And so what if I could be a better version of myself tomorrow? But what if I fail? And so that fear is going to hold me back. And so the next year I'm stuck in the same place again just because I was afraid to take action and follow my dream and my desire to be more, right? So the pain of trying and failing is temporary, like you said, but it's not temporary when you don't actually take action. The pain stays there year after year because you're not doing anything to get out of that zone where you are, and it's holding you in the same place, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's a good topic and a good point that we're touching on today, and we really want to empower and tell our viewers today that we were there at some point, right? We were there to um, thinking about, what if I take this step and start this business? But it had a lot of things, like especially for me, it included a lot of stuff that I wasn't used to, that I never did. And so therefore I questioned myself for 2 or 3 weeks, like, do I want to do it? Part of me said, this is what you've been looking for, this is the answer to your prayers. But the other part, fear, was holding me back, saying, you never done that before, this is something unknown to you, so are you going to be able to do it? So, I follow my instinct, I follow my heart, and I decided to take on this journey. And, yes, it was kind of scary at the beginning. It was overwhelming. But once I got through that barrier, I seen the light, and I'm like, oh, this is not too bad after all. So sometimes you think things are going to be bad, but once you get there and you face them, you notice that they're not as bad as you thought that they were at the beginning.
Yes, I totally agree with you because well, I took the leap of faith because I knew that I needed change, in my life. I got to the point where I've been thinking about this for a couple of years, but like the topic says, I was staying in the same place. One, because I didn't find something that really piqued my interest, that check all the boxes that I was looking for.
Mhm.
So I stay, but then, my wake up call came out last year when, our industry were, um, stopped, during 8 months because a strike. So
Mhm.
that's when, I say I need to do something. I need to change because, the instability. And then I took the leap of faith and I went in, but I got scared too at the same time. Like when you take that first step, and then you say, "Oh my God, did I did this right? Did I took the right decision? Am I gonna be able to do it?" You know,
Mhm.
Especially when I start seeing lots of emails. But now we don't have that problem because everything is everything is in one platform now, so you don't have to worry about that. Um, but yeah, it was scary because yes, I wanted to do something like this, but I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know really what was required for this online business. If I had the skills, if I had the knowledge that it was needed for that. Um, so yeah, it was scary. But like you say, once we dive in into the training and all that, we realized that it's not as bad as we thought. um, we realized that it's okay. You just have to do step by step, go through the process, and then you'll be fine. But yes, what about you, Melissa?
Thank you, Sandy. I'm just reflecting to your story. This is a very nice topic. And just reflecting on my own journey, we are talking about getting out of your comfort zone. And for me, my journey, I had to be put in an extreme position. Like I had no choice. I needed to do something. Otherwise, if I was not in that extreme position, I could have just done the normal thing. As I've shared my story, like when I came to Mexico, I didn't know what to do. Like it was easier. It could have been easier for me if I was in a big town, because I was living in a small town, and look for a job in the hotel industry, because there are many hotels in the area that I could have been staying, but I was in a very small town. So I was at a point where I needed to do something that I had never done before. And for me, that is getting out of my comfort zone. And honestly speaking, even psychologically, when I think of it, I was looking for a job. I mean, because that's the usual thing and the comfortable thing that was easier for me, because we when we are growing up, we are told, go to school, study, get a degree, get educated, look for a job. So even in my mind, my mind was thinking of looking for a job until I got this business opportunity. I was looking for a job, but it came as a business opportunity. And now that was like, I take it like a second phase of getting out of my comfort zone and doing something I've never done before. So I had a choice to either say, no, I'd rather look for a job because I'm comfortable doing that. That's what I've been doing for years and years, rather than do something I've never done before. But I thank God, because how I was able to make the right decision, even though I was afraid. I think for me, I really didn't have the challenge of doing it. My question was, how am I gonna do it? Because in my mind, I didn't have any experience of working online before. So that was my fear. So I had the fear within me. Of course, I was stressed. How am I gonna do it and all that? But I thank God, because the prayers is what really helped me. And when I decided to do it, I knew that was an answered prayer. And I totally agree with you, because when you're used to staying in your comfort zone, you don't want to risk your life. It's a psychological space. I'll say it's a psychological space. No stress. You just want to wake up and do the same routine over and over. But here, it's an online business. I've never done it before. I don't have a choice. I have to learn skills I've never learned before. I have to come here and, integrate with other people with the same way of thinking, just like me. And it's not been easy. But all in all, when I look at it, as we are sharing here, I am so grateful that I preferred, let me go through the pain of getting out of my comfort zone, because at the end of it, good results are going to come. It doesn't matter whether it's going to take maybe a year or, because it's a work in progress, and I don't want to go to another topic, but I totally agree with you. The pain of staying stuck in one place. At that moment, you are enjoying it, but in years to come, you're going to be depressed about it, because, the year is actually ending. So another year is coming, and you just don't want to be in the same routine of doing the same thing over and over. Yeah. Thank you, Sandy.
Thank you, Melissa. You mentioned a good point there that we actually touched it. I don't know if it was on last Thursday or on another live, but how we are conditioned. To study, get a job, and start your family. But that's the way that we are conditioned. So thinking of you having a business, that is not in our plan and in our mind,
No.
because
No.
we always think, oh, the businesses is only for rich people,
Mhm.
but things change, because thanks to the online digital world that we have now, um, that is history. Now anyone can become a millionaire if they decide to take that leap of faith of doing an online business, because the opportunity is infinite, because it's global. You can target different parts of the world. um, so you're not really have to rely only on a traditional job. You can also be your own boss, and you can transition from having a traditional job to having uh,
Business.
your own business. Yeah, so you can start this on the side and eventually be fully your business completely, and that allows you to be fully present for your family, to have that financial independency, and do the things that you love. So yeah, but you touched a little comment there about the conditioned mind. I think we have a comment. So we have someone from Sashi Sarasashi. Here the person is from Rwanda, and she said the person likes this. So thank you so much for your comment,
So,
uh, for and for watching the live. Okay, anyone want to add something else to this topic, or should we move to the next one?
I think we should move on.
we can move to the next one.
Okay, so the next point is how to break free. So this one, we are dividing this point into 4 points. So the first one is take small steps, shift your mindset, build a support system, and reframe failure. Well, let's talk about the first one. Take small steps. So you don't have to jump into deep end. Okay, so start small. Take one step towards something that excites you and scares you at the same time, because anything that excites you eventually also scares you. I mean, we want to do something, but at the same time, we have that fear of doing it. So taking small steps is the way to do it, instead of taking a huge, big steps. So that's the same thing that when you want to reach your goal, don't don't do one goal from now to there, because then you're going to see it far away, and you might give up like before you even reach it. So what do? You break it into small milestones, small goals, and every time that you reach one goal, you get closer to your long-term goal, and that keeps you motivated. And also, as you go through, you might encounter some challenges, but you overcome those challenges and you reach your milestone.
Mhm.
If you keep a journal of your every milestone that you achieve, when you feel down, that you feel like, oh, I'm feeling down, that I don't know if I should continue, you can go back to your journal, go back and review all those milestones that you have done. That will motivate you to keep going, because you face so many challenges. Why you're giving up now? You gotta keep going. That's the beauty of this journey. It's not reaching the goal, but it's how you get to that goal. What do you think, girls?
Yeah, sometimes we get overwhelmed thinking about our goal because we always think about our big goal, and
Mhm.
and it just seems so far away, and sometimes we get frustrated thinking about when are we going to get there, or how am I going to get there. And that really sometimes puts you in what do you call it, in a stage where you're sad and you're like almost giving up, because you don't see the results that you want right away. And the truth is, we want results before we put our work in. A lot of times we want the end result, we want to hold it, we want to have it so bad, but we're not really doing much to achieve that goal. So it's hard. But like you said, breaking your task into smaller portions always helps to get closer to your goal. And you can do that easily by breaking things down. Like, what are the things that are going to get you closer to that? Break it down by day, by week, whatever is it that is going to help you, and achieve little things at a time. And whenever you feel like, oh, I'm not getting anywhere, just go back. Take some time to really think about the things that you have done the week before, the days before, and you'll see how you have done work and how you have achieved small things that you don't think about, because a lot of times we're overlooking those small things because we're so focused on the end, you know.
Mhm.
But as everything else in life, you know, you have to take things in small steps, because anything that you're trying to achieve in life is going to take you um, work. You know, every day you have to do something small to get that result, whatever is it that you're trying to do. You know, just as simple as, you know, just being a mother, or, you know, you have to come home, you have to watch your kids, and you don't come home and you don't just throw everything in the stove and the cooking is going to be done. You know, that's not how it works. You have to take small steps to get that done. And the same thing for caring for your kids. You know, you give them values, you give them love, and your kids are going to remember all the things that you have done for them throughout their life. They're not going to remember one day, like, okay, my mom didn't do anything for me for 10 years, but one day she came in and did everything that she was supposed to do in those 10 years. That's not how things work. You have to do a little bit at a time, and those small things, those small steps that you're doing are adding up day by day, you know. So just be patient, you know, take things for what they are, you know. If you really, really want something in life, you really have to put in the work, and you have to put in the commitment and the persistence. Don't give up at the first obstacle.
Yeah. you want you want to add something, Melissa?
Just a quick one. I think most of the time, just as you mentioned, Isabel, you know, we are thinking of the destination, and that's the main goal that we have, and we forget to think about the journey. Yeah. So you're starting off and you're just thinking about about the destination, what you want to achieve, forgetting that for you to be there, you need to make those small steps, you know, and just thinking of so many things. If you want to build a house, you know, you need to build a good foundation, and you won't finish that construction on one day. You know, even as they say, Rome was not built in one day. So it's a process, it's a journey. So I'm just trying to imagine, you know, you have this big goal. If you're very intentional, you break it into small things, you know, small steps, small ways in how you know you're going to achieve it, you know. And then if you're able to do that, just to emphasize on what you guys have already shared with, then it becomes easier. You know, your mind will not be overwhelmed. So the key here, as we are sharing, is, you know, taking those small steps and enjoying the journey, because if you're not enjoying the journey, then it's also easy to give up. It's so very easy to give up. Yeah.
Yeah, and also I just want to add, also celebrate every a small milestone that you do, like every week, every day, even every day, you know, you celebrate, like you accomplish something, because that's going to keep you motivated. Another tip that I will give to, every week do a weekly review, and then see what's working, what's not working, and adjust. So that will keep you also be able to reach your goal. So that was another tip. Okay, so let's go to the next point. Unless you want to add something. You wanted to add something, Isabel? No?
No.
Okay. All right. Okay. The next point is shift your mindset. So instead of thinking, what if I fail? Try asking, what if I succeed? So yeah, this one is true. We really have to work on our mindset, because
Yes.
we tend to always think negative, in a way. What if I fail? Like, you're always thinking like the bad thing is going to happen. But if you shift that mindset, what if I have success? You know, that mindset will give you that opportunity of change your life. um, it's not going to be an easy journey, of course. It's going to take hard work, but if you put your mindset to it, you can achieve your goal and you can achieve success. And that's why you need to work on shifting your mindset. So a good way to do that is listening to podcasts that talk about positive content or motivational content, or even, there's like mindset topics there. So you can also watch a lot of that on YouTube. If there's also like audiobooks. So if you love to listen to audiobooks, you can listen to that. There's If you like to read, you can read books. There's so many ways that you can start feeding your mindset. And one thing that I learned in this journey is that I thought that I had a strong mindset because I faced so many setbacks in my journey. But when I started the business, just starting the business, I faced one uh, setback, and then my mindset that I thought that it was going to fail me. Um, so that shows that um, if you don't feed your mindset is going to fail you when you have a setback. So I always say this, but I'm gonna say it again for those who hasn't heard it. Think about your mindset like a muscle. So if you don't exercise your muscle is weak. So the same thing, if you don't feed your mindset constantly, then your mindset is gonna fail you like it failed me. So I just want to say, do you guys want to add something?
Yeah, I think, a lot of times we doubt ourselves and we question ourselves more than other people would. Like, there's people that believe in us and that they're like, yes, girl, you can do this. You have the skills, you have the talent that it takes to
Potential.
do this. And they push you, and they'll tell you. And I like having them people beside me or around me, because when they explain and they tell me the qualities that I have, I'm like, how come I don't see that in myself, because I don't know. Sometimes I think it's the way I was raised. I wasn't confident growing up by any means. And I always felt like I was lacking
She got stuck. Hopefully she come back.
but when other people, I have worked like with other people for so long, and they know me well and they know what I can do, and they always tell me like the times when I did something amazing, that somebody else was looking to get those results and were able to get them, and I was able to do it. And I'm like, Paul, yes, but I don't know. I think you're right about we need to work on our mindset. We need to think about all the things that we have overcome in life since we were teenagers and stuff, and when we started making decisions for ourselves, and we overcome so many things to get to where we are. But yet every day we still question ourselves about, am I good enough to do this?
Mhm. Yeah. Go ahead, Melissa. Oh, I think you're muted, Melissa.
Yeah.
Sorry for that. I agree with what you're talking about, because the mind is a powerful organ, and based on so many things, how we grew, the environments that we were exposed to when we were growing, the things that we constantly had people say about us. It may be about us or about other people. It may not directly be about us. And all of a sudden, the mind can start giving you questions. And I like the way, as Sandy, you said, most of the time we are thinking of, we are asking ourselves, we see ourselves like we are going to fail, instead of telling ourselves with confidence, I am going to succeed. I think you said something like that. And that brings in the importance of every day constantly feeding your mind with positive things, because if you don't do that, let's say today you're very energized, you're believing in yourself, but the next day, if you don't fill up that cup with things that are positive, then you start doubting yourself. So I agree that every day constantly, whether it's integrating with people who are talking positive things, like-minded people who see great things in you. And I love our community, because our community is more of like a place where we every week with our business mastermind, like yesterday we had an amazing topic. I think you were talking actually about mindset, and Tina really put it very well, sharing her journey. So, you know, you have to look for ways to grow your mind, you know, to grow your mind and believe in yourself, whether it's integrating with people who are like-minded with you, whether it's listening to audios, as Sandy was talking about, or even just making those affirmations, you know, every day. You know, making affirmations and telling yourself, I believe in myself, I am successful. I believe in myself, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. You know, whatever affirmation that you feel relates with you and it gives you the energy to be the best version of yourself and drive you to your destiny, because the goal here is to reach your destiny. And now the process of the journey is bringing in aspects that you feel are going to feed your mind to be able to reach to your final destination. Yeah, that's my take on that.
Thank you, Isabel. Thank you, Jessie. Oh, sorry.
Melissa.
Melissa. The next point, when we talk about how to break free, is building a support system. Okay, so Melissa cannot touch that a little bit right now. Surrounding yourself with people who believe in your potential, even when you doubt of yourselves. And Isabel also touched that. That many times, well, Isabel was saying, you know, many times, you know, we don't see ourselves that way, but other people see the potential in us. It's just that we don't believe in ourselves. So this is where, you know, building a support system is good. And we are lucky that in our global online community, we have that support. We have, like you mentioned, Melissa, you know, we are we have the same like mindset, because we are going for, you know, fighting for our why to change our lives for us and for our family. So we, even though, you know, we have our struggles, but that's the things that we need to work on. For example, self-confidence, believing in ourselves. That's one of the important things, because one of our leaders say, if it doesn't matter if we believe in your in yourself. No, we believe in.
Doesn't matter if we believe in you. If you don't believe in yourself.
That's what. I'm very bad at saying things like that. Sorry. So it doesn't matter if we believe in you, but if you don't believe in yourself, nothing's going to happen, because you are the one who needs to believe in yourself. So if people see the potential that you have, there must be a reason, because they can see what you cannot see, but you just have to believe, and you have to work on those things. You have to work on your mindset. You have to, whatever you feel that you're lacking, try to find information on how you can overcome that and empower yourself to be able to overcome those doubts that you have. And building a support system, you know, really helps you, because they push you, because sometimes you don't believe that you can do it, but yes, you can. It's just afraid or doubting about yourself. So yes, building a support system is essential, and we are lucky to have that in our community.
Yes, I completely agree. I think that's one of the most strongest things that I have found in this business, is having that community that inspires you, motivates you every day. Because otherwise, you know, when you're doing something by yourself and you don't have anybody else to really give you that support and be there for you, it's hard to keep going. It's hard to really continue working on something that you don't see results, you know. But when you have a community behind you and you have leaders showing you the way and giving you the blueprint of where to go, it makes a whole lot of difference. And like we said earlier, you know, it doesn't matter how many people you have that believe in you. If at the end you don't believe in yourself, you're not going to get anywhere. And it's good. It's good. And I'm lucky to have a support system. But at the end, if I don't believe in me and I don't do what I'm supposed to do to achieve my goals, that's not going to make a difference having somebody that believes in me if I'm not believing in me. You know, I have to be the one that that sees and really can do things to make a difference. I'm the one who decides, you know, what gets done and how it gets done, and get closer to my goal every day, because I have to cheer myself on. I have to be able
Mhm.
to see the light and see, okay, I'm going in the right path. I'm doing the right things. And thanks to the people around me, you know, sometimes you don't see things that they can see, and they'll show you the way. But you have to be there. You have to be the one actually doing the stuff to get there. So I think that in this business, we're very lucky to have the support system and to have that community behind you, showing you the way, because I cannot imagine having a business on my own, you know, being like having a traditional business or having something where I didn't have a mentor, a coach, or not having a community behind me. I don't know what that would be like. You know, how do I collaborate, or how do I get answers, or how do I, you know, stay motivated to keep going? It must be hard to do that, but here we have all the resources, so we just have to know how to use them and keep going.
Thank you, Isabel. I'm just thinking about, and the names are not really coming in my mind at this moment, but we've read a lot of motivational books or self-help books where we see there are people who had big goals that they wanted to do, but a lot of people told them, you know, I don't think you're going to make it, you know, like your goals or your dreams are not realistic, you know. And maybe they tried the first time, it didn't work. They tried, they saw why they failed, and they tried to improve themselves. So I'm just thinking, even with those examples, that they first cheered themselves, you know, just like you were sharing, like you have to believe in yourself first before everyone else, you know. I mean, it doesn't make sense if everyone believes in you and you yourself, you're not believing in yourself. And in this case, the example I'm giving is the opposite, you know. No one was believing in them or maybe cheering them up. It was only them. And I think for me, that is a very lonely place as being an entrepreneur. You know, you're believing in yourself and people are not believing in you. But thanks to this community and the business that we have a strong supportive system, and we can't stop saying about this, you know, even at times when we don't believe in ourselves, you know. Maybe it happens on one day when you have one of those bad days, but when the community comes in and you go for that weekly business mastermind, you know, your mind is refreshed and you continue with your journey. And that's the beauty thing of having a support system. Very, very important. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Isabel. Thank you, Melissa. Okay, so the next point is reframe failure. So this is another point on how to break free. So failure isn't the end. Okay, it's a stepping stone. Every time you fail, you're one step closer to success. And the thing
Mhm.
is, like, again, going back to being conditioned that
Mhm.
failure is bad when failure is not really bad. Because failure, it gets you closer to success, as we mentioned, but also you learn from failures, and then from those learnings, it could happen so many things. I mean, you can pass the learning to others so they don't make the same mistake. So that's helping each other. Also, next time you're not going to do the same thing. Like one of the examples I can give you, you know, when I encountered the YouTube setback, you mentioned this on other lives. From that failure that setback, as you mentioned it, I learned so many things from that. And one of the things is when I face another setback like that,
Mhm.
but I face it this time on Facebook, because I already faced it before. When I saw it on Facebook, I didn't look at it the same way. and this is how you grow. This is how you learn from those failures. So I wasn't like on my first one, I was devastated. But thanks to the community, a friend from the community, I was able to bounce back and then find a solution. But when I found the same setback on Facebook, I didn't feel the same way. I say, okay, fine. I'm gonna try to find out if someone encounters the same thing and then found a solution. So this is how you learn from that failure. This is how you change your mindset to a solution focused mindset instead of a victim or problem focused mindset. So failures are good because you learn in so many ways. Like I mentioned, that's one of the samples that of what I learned, but I learned so many things on that setback. And one failure can teach you so many things, and that's one of them.
Yeah, you know, the important thing to know about failure is that it's temporary. It's not permanent. So we have to really embrace that moment and see what is it that we're learning out of that. You know, I always think of failure as a stepping stone, like you said, but failure strengthens our ability to handle setbacks, because a lot of times, you know, if you don't have the right mindset and you go through a failure in whatever stage in life, whether it's professional or personal, and it can really hold you down and keep you down for so long if you don't have the right mindset, just thinking and feeling sorry for yourself, you know, thinking about, oh yeah, you know, this happened to me and I don't know why it always happens to me. Because I see this happen all the time in people, and instead of getting up and trying again, they're just wanting people to feel sorry for them. And that's not what failure is. Failure is a place where we're supposed to learn a lesson and really see what is it that is trying to tell us. Because failure really is pushing us out of our comfort zone, and it's giving us a way, or how do I say this? It's teaching us ways of growth. Like, okay, you did this wrong. This is what happened, but this is what I'm learning from it. This is what I'm going to do better next time so it doesn't happen. So we really have to embrace failure and see the message or the lesson that is giving us. And a lot of times failure is teaching us to be humble, you know, because a lot of times we feel like we know it all. We feel like we're, you know, the best thing out there, and we do things without thinking. And failure is really coming to teach us a lesson, and to let us know that we need to be humble. Everyone makes mistakes, and you know, nobody's perfect. Honestly, it doesn't matter how long you've been doing something or what kind of professional you are. Nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes, and we need to take the time to really learn from them. Because a lot of times things are not going to go as planned. We can plan things as much as we want. You know, we take a lot of time planning, but that doesn't mean things are going to happen exactly like we planned. And we are going to make mistakes, but we need to have the courage and to really accept that we made a mistake, especially when it what is it, when it affects other people. We need to take ownership and really say that, you know, that tell the people that we're sorry, and see the lesson to learn from there. And sometimes people don't like to accept mistakes. They don't like to accept and take ownership over their mistakes. But I think mistakes and failure are only there for a certain time. You know, they're not permanent. So we just need to take the time to reflect on what we have done and how we can improve and how we can overcome those failures.
Yeah, I agree. Honestly speaking, failing is it's not an easy thing. So being human beings, being entrepreneurs, for me, I would say it's okay to embrace the emotions you're feeling at that moment. What is not right is to be stuck at that position, whether feeling sorry for yourself, making a lot of wishes, I wish, and all that. So whether it's just for a day or a few hours, feel sorry about yourself and go back and ask yourself, and that's where we bring in reframing the failure. What is it that I didn't do right? What do I need to improve myself on this? And when you bring your mind to that aspect, and of course, now the whole thing of mindset again comes in, you're building that mindset of an entrepreneur, because as entrepreneurs, we need to have a mindset of being an entrepreneur. Being an entrepreneur is a journey as well. So sometimes we are doing businesses and we really, as much as we have these goals in the next 2 or 5 years, sometimes we are not in control of things. Let's say what happened in a few years ago during the global challenges, we were not expecting that. So reframing your failure is part of being an entrepreneur. And as long as you're able to come at that moment and ask yourself, what can I improve? What can I do here and there, so that next time I'm able to build my resilience in this journey of entrepreneurship. So then once you reach there, then now you're really working on yourself. Now you're really building your muscles, as Sandy was talking about. And that's part of a journey of being an entrepreneur. And we've just mentioned about having, a support system. Once if you're working with a support system, I believe then it's easier for you to pick up yourself and keep going instead of giving up. Because if you don't have a support system, it's easy to give up and say, this is not working for me, this is not for me, and you give up. And probably you just needed to make a few changes here and there, and at the end of it, things were supposed to work. So I think that's how I'll take it in terms of building that mindset of being an entrepreneur. We need to have an entrepreneur mindset where we are embracing failures and improving on ourselves on our journey. Yeah.
Yeah, something else is that failure, when you take the time to reflect on it and to see the problem itself, like the lesson, failure gives us problem solving skills a lot of times, because it's going to give us the time to analyze problems and make adjustments and try things with a new approach. Like it gives us that, but we really have to take the time to reflect on the failure, and see it and embrace it and really see, okay, this is what I'm learning from this. And really, it will show you the way to go. It will give you the new approach to take. So failure is not that bad. And like I said, it's only temporary. So
yeah, it's like my YouTube thing. My YouTube setback. I learned so many things from that one. I talk about the mindset first, and then I talk about seeing in a different way when I encounter the one on Facebook. Also, I learned that don't go for the first answer. Always try to get so many and then see if they come with the same answer, because always the first one might not be the right one. The other thing that I learned is that, how to fix it, how to fix the problem. So for like, if it happened to me again, for example, then I know what to do. If it happens to someone else, I know how to help them to do it. And also I can tell other people what not to do so they don't do the same mistake that I did. So there's so many things that you learn from that.
See, that's another thing, because you get to inspire others with your failures. You get to really show, like, failures can be part of setbacks they're part of setbacks of every success story. So everybody has failures, but when you actually take them and you can inspire and tell others, like, okay, this is what happened and this is what I did to overcome it, then you're already helping somebody else to avoid those type of failures. So it's always a learning process.
Yeah. Okay, so the last point is we're going to talk about some stories of transformation. So these are people in our business community. So they were no different from you. They're just choose to take a chance, like us. So what's stopping you from being next? So I want to share the story of Deborah. She's one of the first members of our community. She took a leap of faith. She didn't know anything about social media. She didn't know didn't have any tech skills. So she took that leap of faith. But while on her journey, as she was so eager to do it because she wanted to make a change in her life, she felt a moment of that she fell down, that she was about to giving up. But the thing is, like, she say it loud, and then her, I think it was her grandson was nearby, and then the grandson heard what she say, and then she said, "Grandma, didn't you say that if you set your mind to do something, you can do it?" And then in her mind, she said, "Oh no, and now I have to buy my words because I didn't mention to her, so I need to show that example to him because I'm not gonna give up now." So then she pushed herself, and today she's very successful. So her winter, originally from Canada. So her winter, she passed it in Mexico, and then she comes back in the summertime in Canada. She comes back to Canada. But yeah, that's just one of the examples of when you set your mind to it, even when you feel doubts and all that, you can achieve whatever you set your mind to it. So, and that's just an example. She didn't have any skills. She didn't have any social media skills either. And she didn't know how to use the computer. So she's a good example of that can inspire you to take action. And she did it. If she did it, so can you.
Yeah, and this is where this comes in place. You know, a lot of people say, well, you know, I'm already 40. I'm too old to start this, or I'm already 50 and I can't. Like, there's no age limit. Like, you can really start doing anything whenever you set your mind to do something. It doesn't matter the age that you are, because that's just an excuse. Like Deborah, you know, she's probably one of the oldest members that we have in the community, and she didn't know anything. Like, she didn't know anything about social media. She didn't have any computer skills. But then she decided that she wanted a change in her life, and she took on this opportunity. And now, you know, she's living the life that she always wanted. And yes, you know, she's a retirement age, but she's living, you know, she said she didn't like the cold weather. And she's from Canada, so, you know, winters are cold. And now she can go and stay in Mexico for the winter time and be over there, you know, in what do you call it, tropical weather, and enjoying herself. And she don't have to go through these winters anymore. And she's having really, I think, the best time, that the time that she never imagined having, or she imagined having it, but she didn't think it was possible. But thanks to her setting her mindset on changing her life and doing something completely unknown to her and getting out of her comfort zone, now she can achieve all these things and really enjoy her life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, there's a lot of stories I can talk here about our community. And now that you're talking about the age, you know, I've been so encouraged and inspired, you know, to see that the business opportunity that we have, you know, as long as you're 18 years and above, that's okay. We are not asking you for your CV. We are not asking you whether you have any experience. And that's the beauty of it, that I'm always inspired to see retirees who are doing very well in this business. They were just thinking of, I'm going to retire and just be at home. And they found, joy of doing something else, like the way Sandy you've shared about Deborah. And I also want to share another. I'm thinking about the whole aspect of, for most of us, when you're coming into the social media space, we are very shy, or it's something we've never done before. And I'm thinking about Rebecca, because she keeps our coach, one of our amazing coaches. She's called Rebecca, and she talks about how, she was this shy type of a person, and even thinking about how her journey has been up to where she is. And actually this week we're gonna have her share her story in our private Facebook, just in case there's anyone who would love to join our Facebook group. So she shares her journey, how being shy and how she's embraced her journey up to where she is. And the same thing for us, even me, myself, Sandy and Isabel, we've been there. We never thought that we'll come here and even do this kind of lives. And of course, it's not mandatory. But now that we are talking about getting out of our comfort zone, that has been something that we've embraced. And we are just so amazed to see the transformation that has come forth, because we decided to get out of our comfort zone. And thanks be to God that we have a community that has been supporting us. So I think that's in a nutshell what I can say, because there's quite a lot of things in our community about transformation of people's stories. Families have been changed because of this business opportunity that we do. Families are able to spend quality time together, so on and so on. And this business is an example of a business that I really admire, because it's made difference in people's life. It's not just a business that, it's the financial gain is the main aspect when we are starting off this business. But I also just love the freedom that comes in this business. Yes, we are thinking about our financial goal when you're starting on, but the freedom to be something different in you, embrace your life and become a totally new person is one of the amazing things that I see every day happening in people's life, including myself, even as I'm talking here. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, Melissa, you touched on something very good that I want to highlight. And this business is not really that, people don't come here because of the financial part. A lot of people come here because they want the freedom to decide what to do. Like, they want quality time. They want time freedom, because a lot of people are very good professionals making a good amount of money, but they don't have the time to enjoy with their families. They can be making all the money they want, but if they don't have the time to enjoy the money that they're making and spend the special moments, those special milestones with their family, that's why they decided to join this community, because they were looking for that, because they wanted that. They wanted to be with their families, and they wanted to have that freedom to do, enjoy life, travel, and just have time, during the holidays, birthdays, whatever, to be there with their kids. And anybody can do this business. It's not for professionals. This is for anybody. It doesn't matter what your education is. If you're willing to have a change in your life, this is for you.
Yeah. We also, someone mentioned, I can't remember who, but someone mentioned also that someone joined the community because the person was feeling lonely at home. So they joined the community because we are a global online community, so we have that connection. So that's what she wanted to. She wanted to be able to connect with other people. So she's really having a good time with the online business.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another reason. Okay, so we have arrived to the end of our life. So this is the moment for you to decide. So if you're perfectly happy where you are, stay there. But if there is even a small part of you that craves more, isn't it worth exploring? So I want to challenge you right now. If you want to close your eyes and imagine the life you truly want. Okay. So now open your eyes and ask yourself, Are you willing to step out of your comfort zone to make it happen? So I'm going to leave you with that question. So we can do a little recap of what we talked last week and what we did this week. So just for those who were not at the beginning. So last week we talked about why we love the comfort zone, the illusion of safety, where the magic happens, why fear holds us back, the pain of staying stuck, how to break free, take the small steps, shift your mindset, build a support system, and reframe failure. And we ended up with these stories of transformation from members of our community. So I hope that what we share with you today and last week, it will inspire you to see things different with a different perspective of what you have been seeing for so long. Because before, I would say people didn't have, like our parents didn't have that opportunity to have what we have this today. So for them, it was just work. But for us today, we have the opportunity of the online business. That means that we can enjoy our life more, be able to have that time freedom, and be able to build that financial independence for us and for the family, for future generation. Because in this business, you can create that legacy plan that you can leave to your family. So we just want to end up with that. So just think about it, and hopefully, what we share today will inspire you to take action and see life and in a different way that how you have seen it so far. So if you want to learn how you can earn online, you can register in any of the websites up here on the screen with your name and email address, and we can send you that invitation to watch the live webinar tonight at 5 p.m. PST, 6 p.m. MST, and 8 p.m. EST. And these are the hosts and panelists for tonight.
Okay, so tonight's webinar today, we're gonna have Arthur, who is our host, and by profession, she's a teacher. We have Emilia, who is a former business support administrator, and now she's a job quitter, fully committing herself to this digital business. We have Raman, who is a stay-at-home mom. We have Mereseini, who is a retired senior corporate executive.
Okay, we also have Deborah. She's an online business owner. Apple, she's a finance manager. Maximila is a social aid worker. And Gurhit is a full-time housewife. So again, you can register on any of our websites so you can join the live webinar tonight. It's at 5 p.m. PST, 6 p.m. MST, and 8 p.m. EST. And you will have, the link to join the webinar and see what this business is about.
Yes, and thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Isabel. And also, the live webinar has subtitles now in 5 languages. So that's Spanish, French, Tagalog, Vietnamese, and Arabic. And if you cannot watch the replay, that's not a problem. Once you register in there, you will also receive the invitation to watch the replay. And the replay has subtitles in any languages. So when you register into our website and you watch the webinar, inside the webinar, you're going to be able to see how our business plan works and also hear some testimonials from members of our community. In addition, you also get invited to our private Facebook group, where you get to see more success stories from members of our community and more information about the business. And I'll let Isabel explain what happened when they registered into the website.
So when you go in and register on any of our websites, it's only to receive our business plan. You will see the webinar. It will explain how this works. You're not committing to anything. You don't have to pay anything because that's completely free. It's just information for you to decide whether this is for you or not. So you have nothing to lose and a lot to gain.
Yes. So if you guys also want to follow us on our Facebook business page, it is on the top. So you can follow us to get to know us a little bit more, get to know the content that we post, and also more information about the business opportunity that we are offering. Um, Also, we want to thank all viewers that has watched us today. For those watching the replay, also thank you, and to our followers, thank you so much for your support and for watching us today. Um, Thank you for all your emojis, all your comments, and that's the end for today for the topic. For the topic of your comfort zone, the hidden trap blocking your potential. So, so until next Thursday for another topic. We don't have the topic for next week yet, but stay tuned for that one. We're gonna post it in our Facebook business page, so it will be on next Thursday, same time. So see you. We hope to see you again on the next Latin Voice live. So thank you everyone for watching us today. Uh, God bless you all and happy and blessed Thursday or Friday, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for watching.
Bye. Thank you for
Bye.
watching.